How to travel with dogs, first aid kits and safety for dogs while camping, proper etiquette when RV camping with dogs, camping friendly dog accessories including the tie-ups, exercise pins, and fencing for dogs outside of an RV, and leaving a dog or a pet in an RV including the best monitoring systems. All of that and much more on this week's episode of the Soul RV Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 15 of the Soul RV Podcast. I am Mark.
And I am Angie with Soul RV. Today we have 5 special co-hosts joining us. If you are watching this podcast on YouTube, you're probably thinking, good grief, these are some crazy dog-loving people.
And you would be right.
So very true. We are joined by Faith, Hope, Love, Pepper, and Ginger, our 5 Chihuahuas. We will see how long this lasts with them joining. But if you haven't already guessed, our focus today is on how to go RV camping with dogs and how to keep your dog safe in an RV, including top dog accessories. So let's get right to how to travel safely with dogs.
As you can imagine, with all the Chihuahuas we have currently, we have been through many collars, harnesses, leashes. 1, because puppies like to chew them up, and 2, because we could not find just the right ones that we liked. We finally found the right ones for us, and we will share with you all what we chose here in a bit, but now we want to discuss how to travel with dogs. We personally travel 2 different ways, one when we take our motorhome and another when we take our travel trailer. The good news is that the dogs travel the same safe way every time. Driving with the pet can be stressful, especially when you have more than one. Finding a way to keep our puppies from running freely all over the vehicles was a challenge for us. Then we found this awesome dog harness, Vehicle Seatbelt Safety Leash Leads by OMORC. We use them with the dog harness Vehicle Seatbelt Safety Leash Leads with a 3-way Guardian gear tangle dog leash coupler. You can have 3 on one lead if you need to. We put 3 bigger puppies on one and 2 of our other tinies on another. The leash coupler also works great to take all the puppies on a walk. You could even put them all on one leash like we used to do with all of our older girls, but these newer puppies need a little more discipline before they're ready for that.
Although they are doing very well today, I have to say.
I do want to mention that you need to measure the length of distance the dog can move when you first set this up. You don't want them so loose that they could fall off the seat they're in.
Right.
What we use for collars are the Blueberry pet collars. For harnesses, we use the EcoBark Pet Supplies, the original control dog harness, luxurious padded vest. And for leashes, we use the EcoBark Pet Supplies Comfort Padded Dog Leash. These all come with matching collars, which is great when you have as many pets because it helps us color coordinate and keeps it easier whose is whose.
Right.
It is especially important to know that the leash laws in your state you are camping in. Also make sure you know the rules at the specific campground you are staying in. By knowing the laws and rules, you can keep your dog safe while RV camping in a campground.
Right.
It is time for TNT.
The TNT for today is to remember to pack water bottles and a bowl for dogs to have a drink while going for walks, hiking, or biking around. You may be thinking, biking? Yes, we will share more details about that a little later in the show. A great product to consider for this is the portable dog water bottle dispenser. It holds 12 fluid ounces of water, is easy to use, and very portable. You can find the link to the portable dog water bottle dispenser on our website at soulrv.com and look for this podcast episode 15. Now moving on to first aid kits and safety for dogs while RV camping. We have an emergency first aid kit for our dogs. It is just as important as having one for people as it is to have a good one on hand for the dogs in case of an emergency with your pet. We recommend the New Market Squared Pet First Aid Kit for dogs and cats. It's a 45-piece FDA-approved kit that gives us a feeling of relief if we ever had the need for one in an emergency. And that is Pepper, by the way. He's the only boy. He gets a little grumpy. Inclement weather. Besides accidents, another thing to be concerned about is the safety of our pets in inclement weather. We just finished up on our severe weather awareness series while RV camping, so you know we've had a few very strong storms and even a couple of microbursts that came through while we were camping. I told you about our story where I had Aiden, our son, and 4 small chihuahuas at the time that I had to get gathered up very quickly to seek shelter. It was a disaster trying to get into our vehicle on leashes. Fast response time was so necessary. There was not much time to seek shelter after trying to get Aiden, who is in a wheelchair, out of our camper entrance by the wheelchair lift. We decided something had to be done to keep us all safe and have a much faster response time. That is when we purchased the Sturdy Bag Extra Large Flexible Height Pet Carrier that is divided. I can fit all 5 of the dogs that we have now in it and carry it by a handle. This avoids me trying to rush around to try to find those collars, leashes, and harnesses. I do keep those in a bag near the pet carrier if we're expecting hazardous weather so that I can put the collars on them once we get to our safe place. But sometimes you just don't have enough of a warning, so you've got to get to safety first and then work on getting those on them. This pet carrier, like I said, is divided, so when you have 2 little tiny chihuahuas that tend to fight with a little bit of the larger chihuahuas, you can put that divider in there and keep them separate so they don't get into it when you're trying to carry them. This works awesome to keep your dog safe while RV camping.
And now it's time for Solely Facts and Current Events.
This week's Solely Fact and Current Event is related to our RV spring cleaning episode we launched just a few weeks ago. It is an update on Dicor products.
Dicor just launched an entire RV care line of exterior cleaning products for your RV. Knowing the Dicor brand and being big supporters of the Dicor roofing products, we're thrilled to hear about this. They have an awning cleaner, black streak remover, bug and tar remover, an exterior wash, a mold and mildew remover. Contact your local RV dealer to purchase the Dicor cleaning products.
Right. Now we're going to move on to proper dog etiquette. Did you know there was such a thing? Well, we think there should be anyway, and I bet anybody who camps near us probably thinks the same. So now let's get to those, beginning with pet-friendly campgrounds. Can you even imagine that these little puppies are ever ornery at all? They are being so good today. The first thing you need to check into when taking your dog RV camping with you is if the campground is a pet-friendly campground. In other words, if the campground allows dogs. Then, if you have more than one dog, like us, you need to find out if there are any limits to how many dogs you can have on a campsite.
Cleaning up after your pet when they make a mess at the campground is as important in the campgrounds, if not more important than in your home yard. In most campgrounds, it is a very strict policy for picking up your campsite. We use the Dog It Jaws waste scoop for the grass. It works great and easy to clean up after our little ones.
Right. And then when going for walks, dog waste bags are a must. I went to my sister Jay for suggestions on the best bags because she has tried many different ones with her dogs. She recommended the ones made by Original Pet Bags called Easy Open and Easy Tie Handle Leak Proof Bags. They are made in the United States. She said that she has never had one tear, so that is always good. They have great handles and tie up and easy like a grocery bag. Also very affordable and come in fun colors because, you got to have fun colors when picking up stools from a dog.
The next rule of etiquette for dog owners is please always have your dog on a leash to protect them and others around. I can't tell you how many times we have had a dog come running towards our campsite. It is bad enough when our dogs are outside tied up or fenced in and they go crazy in protection mode when another dog comes around into their territory. But when my child is in a wheelchair, there is an even greater threat that someone could be harmed if a dog is left to roam throughout the campsite. So please just keep them tied up, no matter how good the dog is.
Right, absolutely. For safety reasons, make sure you have the proper information labeled on your pet's ID tag. It is so important if they ever get lost. We use the stainless steel with enamel round dog pet ID tags that we will put a link to on this podcast. We also use the dog tag pet ID quick clips. They allow us to move their IDs back and forth between the harness and the collars depending on the activity, and it makes it super convenient when you're dealing with 5 dogs.
Barking. Yeah. We look to our little love for this topic for sure.
Little Lovey.
She is our barker and she is still a work in progress. Barking dogs are normal. However, constantly barking dogs is not, especially in a campground. Training is important before dogs' first experience with a campground. We have tried everything from using specific words to get them to stop and also using the Barks Buddy. The Barks Buddy has worked fine for training Lovey. However, it really seems to upset another one of our pups, Hope, whenever we use it, so we've slowed down on that method right now.
And finally, we're going to finish up on proper etiquette with camping with dogs with an issue people seem to have, which is keeping other people away from their campsite when they have a dog. Many kids love dogs and want to pet them and play with them, but then there are also some kiddos who tend to like to tease a dog on a campsite. We suggest having a discussion with the child by simply saying, "You can play with my dog if you are nice and do not bully or tease, but if you're going to do that, you'll need to keep away." If that does not work, it is time to head to the child's parents. This is the best way to keep your dog safe while RV camping and the children around as well.
Usually best to allow the owners of a dog to decide whether your child can play with them instead of just letting them run up. And now it is time for Life and Soul of the Party. We are changing up the way we do Life and Soul of the Party. Life and Soul of the Party is now geared towards providing you with the latest industry information and products on the market.
Right.
Today, we are going to focus on an awesome dog-related RV camping product to keep your dog safe while RV camping and have fun.
Right.
It is the SEP9 3-in-1 luxury large-size bike trailer, bicycle pet trailer, jogger.
Yeah.
This is one of the best purchases that we've made for our pets. Dogs need exercise, especially puppies. What better way to include all of your pets in more walks, bike rides, and more? If you have an older pet who tires out on walks, this is perfect for them as well. It can be used as a stroller for them. Do you feel bad leaving your pet behind when you head out on a bike ride with the family? This is also a bike trailer.
Yes.
Do you need a crate to keep your pet in? It is also the crate.
Right. I have seen many people who take their pets for walks in strollers, and I always thought that is so ridiculous. Yep, that was me, but now I can say I would not have done it any other way with our 4 older Chihuahuas we had. These older pups so badly wanted to fit in and be part of our camping fun. However, they did not get around like the younger pups, obviously. So going for long walks just wasn't physically possible for them.
Right. The trailer worked great for our older pups. Now, whenever the young pup gets too tired, we can just hitch it up and they can take a ride too.
Right.
Using it as a bike trailer was kind of hilarious for us. I personally took the 5 dogs in the trailer at the time, and Angie was pulling Aiden with his special bike trailer behind her. We were quite the sight, I'm sure, and the dogs decided to bark at everything, getting everyone's attention with their first riding experience.
Right.
People at the campground thought it was just the coolest thing. We actually did as well. We did purchase the bone dry faux fur pet cage liner to use inside the trailer. It does make it a little bit more comfortable for the dogs, like a dog bed inside.
Right, right. Now we are moving on to RV camping dog-friendly accessories. I want to start with dog beds. Our puppies sleep in our beds in the RV as well as at home. However, we do not allow them on our bed during the day, or so we try to keep them off. So we purchased these awesome beds by Best Friends by Sherry. They are luxury shag fox fur, and quite honestly, I would sleep in it if I could. They are so soft. Plus, they're machine washable, and they have water resistant bottoms, which is important with puppies especially, or older dogs too, I guess. They are beautiful too. Of course, they all must have their blankets that are super soft as well. We got them the Happy Care textile printed paw flannel reverse to Sherpa throw blankets. Who doesn't love the softness of Sherpa? They certainly do. We purchased the BV Pet extra small tie-out cables as well. Using the tie-out cables worked great for allowing them to walk around and explore a bit if they wished. As much as the tie-out cables helped, though, we knew we had to do something that would make it a little bit easier on us getting them all outside at once. We found these great exercise pen by Midwest Homes for Pets from Amazon, and they worked out very well for us. Storage space in an RV has its challenges, but these fold completely flat. Another great option is that you can attach them to the crate. It has one door per pin, so we have 2 doors when we attach these 2 pins together. They come in a wide variety of sizes, 5 height choices, which is great because height was a big issue for us and our climbing, jumping puppies. Pepper. We got an 8x10 tarp also to put on the top and attached it with mini bungee cords, and they were great to keep your dog safe while RV camping too. I also want to mention, if one pin is large enough for your pet, there's another great option of purchasing a pet cover that is a wire top, or you can purchase a sunscreen made by Midwest Homes for Pets. But that is not all. You also have the option of purchasing a crate or use the one that you already have. In our case, we did that. And this pin, like I said, will attach to the crate and make a personal den with a room to exercise or rest. As I said, that's only if you need the space provided with one pin. We wanted 2 with 5 dogs, so that wasn't an option for us. On a side note, we plan on using these at home in the winter months to allow them outside in a confined area as well. Keep them out of the mud, hopefully. The sole goal. This week's segment of The Sole Goal is about how to keep your dog safe while RV camping while leaving them in the RV alone. I want to mention, when we first got Faith and Hope as puppies, my concern for in our RV for even a short amount of time at all was very high. These adorable, sweet puppies can destroy things very quickly when left unattended in general.
We had a brand new RV, our first brand new RV ever. We left the 2 puppies out in the RV while we went to visit friends a few campsites down. Now, in all fairness, it had been many years since we had had puppies. Our previous 4 Chihuahuas lived very long lives, thankfully, and one even lived to be almost 18 years old.
Yeah.
So it'd been a long time since we had these little tinies.
Right.
After being gone for about 45 minutes to visit some friends at a few campsites down, we came back to shredded carpet. So we knew we had to do something a little bit different.
Right, so we decided to purchase a dog crate to leave in the RV at all times. It is only used if we know we will be away from the camper for a while because it does take up a lot of space. However, it also folds completely flat, so that's really good to store. Remember how I told you about the awesome exercise pins by Midwest Home for Pets and the option to purchase a crate that attaches to the pin? Yep, that's what we did, and it works great.
The following are merely suggestions on how to keep your pet safe while RV camping. If you need to leave your pet in the RV alone for a short time, it is never our recommendation to leave pets inside an RV that does not have appropriate heating or cooling, depending on the weather in your location, nor for a long period of time. A pet left unattended can and will most likely get bored, especially puppies, which will result in destructive behavior.
Very true. We see questions asked all the time on social media, such as, how do we keep our pets safe while RV camping? Is it safe to leave our pets in an RV alone? What if the power goes out while we are away? I have said in the past, I am a worrier. I worry about leaving our dogs alone even when we're at our home base. Leaving them alone in the RV is additional stress for me. However, there are times when we must run errands or just have to be away from the RV for a little bit. And there are locations where dogs are just not allowed.
We came up with a solution for, and we will share that with you today. Like she said, Angie always worries about leaving our dogs alone in the RV for one reason or another, beyond them destroying the carpet, mostly their safety.
Right.
We tried different ways, but Angie had found an app that works best for us. It is called Dog Monitor. It can be found in the App Store. How the Dog Monitor app works is you must have 2 independent operating system devices connected to the internet, such as 2 phones, an iPad, and a phone. One device is the dog's station, iPad for example, and the other is a personal station, Angie's cell phone.
Right.
It provides us with video and sound feed that we can see the dogs at all times and can communicate with them. The difference between leaving our pets alone at our home base and leaving them alone in an RV is that we typically do not have Wi-Fi available where we camp.
Right.
We must depend on cellular services to relay the information regarding monitoring our pets. We have unlimited cellular data through our provider on our iPad as well as our phones. So for us, it doesn't require any additional cost to use this system.
Right.
We simply put the puppies in a crate, then we put the small temperature gauge on the top of the crate, and finally we use the Dog Monitor app to monitor them and the temperature in the RV. It works great to keep your dogs safe while RV camping. For an app one-time fee of $4.99, you really just can't beat it.
Right.
It works great for Angie too, because she also worried about what would happen if the electricity went out and we had no idea.
Right.
You do not want to leave your pet unattended in an RV in case the power goes out, because there will be no air conditioning and those RVs heat up really quickly in the spring and summer. For more ideas on how to RV camp with dogs, check out our article on how to camp with dogs and must-haves. Now, that is it for today's episode of the Soul RV Podcast. We hope that we have answered a few of your questions on how to go RV camping with your dogs or pets, and how to keep your pet safe while RV camping, including some of the top dog accessories.
Right. And I have to say, you puppies did such a great job today. We must have got them at a very tired time, because this is just crazy that they're sleeping so well and not fighting.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us today. As always, Soul RV encourages you to safely get out and live and explore the world around you. If you'd like to check out our show notes from today's episode, just go over to soulrv.com, click underneath podcast, and make sure you follow us on social media and be sure to hit that subscribe button below.